2019 NASCAR season is just 2 weeks away. 2 weeks. Some people say this is Super Bowl Sunday. To NASCAR fans, it just means 2 weeks to the 500 and the NASCAR season. So, we're going to get into it. We're going to start talking about the 2019 season. We're going to talk about the new package. We're going to talk about the Ford Mustang. Going to give some playoff predictions. Going to give some bold predictions. Going to give some race winners predictions. All types of predictions and all types of analysis of the package, of the new Mustang, of what's going to happen in 2019, all the fun stuff. So we're going to be talking about a lot today. I hope you enjoy this. Let's just start it off. So first up, we got the Las Vegas test that they had last week. 22 of the 36 races this year will run this new aero package. It is increased downforce, and the engine horsepower has been implemented, and it's really just for more drafting and closer racing to make it more interesting. Last year we saw we saw a few races where everyone gets strung out, single file, nothing really happens. It's kind of hard to pass at times, and it can be boring, yes. But what this does take away is the Chicago finishes, the crazy finishes like that, anything where you have to do a slide job, where you have to dive into the corner. You don't really get that much anymore. Kyle Busch has been very critical of this package. He said that it takes the skills away from the drivers. The exact quote is, taking this driver skill away from the drivers in this package. So he is obviously not a fan. And I think that the more aggressive drivers are not going to do too well. Maybe at the beginning they might pick up at the end, but I don't think those aggressive drivers are going to do as well. Like Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, I don't think they're going to do great at first. They're obviously going to pick up on it. They're going to have to pick up on it if they want to win a championship. They're going to have to adapt, overcome, all of that stuff. So Busch obviously doesn't like it. Boyer had a comment on it right here. Excuse me. He said, the cars seemed to handle well. There was a lot of wide open throttle time, which we knew going in. It's going to be a work in progress to see how you balance that drag versus downforce and the risk versus the reward. So there you go. So it's obviously going to be a while for teams to adapt. This is a very new package, something they have not done before, and it's going to take a lot of building up on itself and trying to figure out how it works. It's not like a Daytona. They're not running giant pack. I watched a little bit of the test. They start off pretty close, obviously. But as the run goes on, the stronger cars definitely pull away from those slower, weaker cars. And it's kind of clusters at times. There's like one cluster over here of like 4 or 5 cars, and there's another one over here of 3 or 4 cars back there. But there is some still single file racing. Lots of drafting, lots of passing on the outside with the drafting, obviously. But it was closer racing than you'd expect to see in a 25-lap shootout, really. There were guys exchanging the lead a lot, like Johnson, Keselowski, Kyle Busch. Even though it wasn't a race, you're still going as hard as you can just to figure out the package, figure out the car, what it's going to be. And so they were doing that, and there was passing, yes, but it was a lot closer. And a lot closer, when cars are a lot closer and there's a lot more edginess, and when it gets to the late race stuff, that means there's going to be a lot more cautions because there's going to be a lot more contact and a lot more wrecks. So that could maybe add to something, because I don't think this is a long-term package. I think this is just till they get the new cars in like 2022 or something, and then they're going to figure out what they want to do with the aero package after that. And so this is really determining what the future is like for NASCAR. So if there's a bunch of wrecks and stuff, I doubt they keep it. But if there's a lot of good racing, a lot of good stuff, they might keep it. So all the people saying we don't need it, I think we should give it a chance. I don't agree with it. I think we should have stuck with the old thing, but sometimes you just got to try something new, and you got to go for it. And change is good sometimes. Change is good. Sometimes it's not, but we're going to figure out. So give it a chance. Yeah. So closer racing, drafting. Some drivers like it, some don't. You got to give it a chance. 22 of the 36 races. I think the exceptions are short tracks, road courses, and restrictor plates. But yeah, there was some single file. Yeah, as I said. So it's not a pack. It's not a pack, as I said. There's still some separation between certain cars, and there is still some single file, but it's not as Martin Truex Jr. isn't going to win a race like he did last year at Auto Club by 15 seconds unless it's a whole green flag race and stuff happens. So I don't see that happening, but definitely there is not going to be a giant pack, like pack racing or anything. The Ford Mustang, will it struggle? Well, last year, the Camaro, we saw that it did not do too well at the beginning of the season as the teams had to adapt like this package, this aero package. They had to adapt and figure out how it works and build on it. So, will the Mustang struggle? I don't know. It's hard to say. The Camaro, they won the first race with the Daytona 500, and then it took them a while to win after that. I think it was still Elliott, maybe. I might be wrong, but Elliott is the first one I can think of in Watkins Glen. I mean, Chevy didn't win a lot last year. They struggled at times. Yeah, but will the Mustang struggle? You can't. It's hard to say, really, especially. But the new package is going to affect everything and how everything works and how everything we've known in the past is going to change now and what we look at in the future. But I think it'll be fine. I think maybe it'll take them a few races to figure it out, but because it's a new package and everyone's basically on the same start line, same level, everyone's at the same level, right? Because of this new package and no one has worked with it before, so they're trying to figure it out. And so I think that it will be pretty equal for all teams. I don't think it's going to be a huge struggle for the Mustang. I think they'll be fine. I don't think it's the end of the world. They'll be fine, as I said. But, yeah. So, some bold predictions. Here we go. Bold predictions for the 2019 NASCAR season. Are you ready? Yeah, you're ready. You're ready. Daniel Suarez will win a race. Where will he win it? He's going to win it at Pocono. Yeah, that's right. You heard me. Last year, he did really good at Pocono. I think it was 2 years ago he got top 5 at Pocono as well. Pocono and Watkins Glen, he's run very well at. I think he's going to win Pocono or Watkins Glen, but I got Pocono written down on my little note sheet here. So I'm going to go with Daniel Suarez wins at Pocono his first year with SHR. Bam. Bold predictions. Another one. Paul Menard will win the Coke Zero 400. Paul Menard, he got a stage win last year at one of the Talladega races. Obviously, the plate races, anything can happen. I think Paul Menard's going to pull off a win. All you Paul Menard fans out there, get pumped. This is his year to win a race. Let's go, Paul Menard. Yeah. And another one, the two Kyles. They will struggle at the beginning of the season. I think they will only have 2 wins coming up to the halfway point of the season. Kyle Larson will win at Bristol and finally in that second place streak at Bristol and just get that Bristol win. Just come on, Kyle. You got this. And I think that Kyle Busch will win at Richmond. So 2 short track wins for those guys, where they can be aggressive because they're not on the old or the new package. But I think the ability to not be as aggressive as they've been in the past is going to hurt them. It's going to take them a while to settle in. They're going to be a little frustrated with it. Kyle Busch will definitely voice his displeasure if he does not like it. I'm not sure about Larson, but it'll be interesting to see how they do. I like Larson. I want him to do well, but honestly, his driving style is more aggressive, so this package might hurt him a little bit. Same with Kyle Busch. He's more aggressive, so he's going to have to adapt to this. Some changes that I have not mentioned yet. You got a new crew chief for William Byron, Chad Knaus, a 7-time champion. Martin Truex Jr. is in the number 19 Furniture Row. I'm so sorry, Martin Truex Jr. I'm so sorry. That's too soon. JGR car. You got Daniel Suarez in the number 41 Stuart Haas car. What else you got in here? You got Jimmy Johnson with the new sponsor, Ally Bank. Kurt Busch is now in the number 1 car, Chip Ganassi Racing. And that leads to another bold prediction. I do not have him in my playoffs. Yeah. I think the Menard win and the Suarez win throw everything off. And it's just going to throw everything off and it's going to bump some people out. And you'll see my playoff prediction in a minute. But I think that... Or not, I don't. Sorry, I'm struggling to speak here. But as I said, lots of new changes. Matt DiBenedetto's in the 95. I hope that he does well. If he makes the playoffs, that's awesome. If he wins a race, I'll be super happy. Everyone loves him. So yeah, lots of lots of awesome things have happened this offseason. Lots of cool things, lots of moves, lots of sponsors, new paint schemes. You can go watch that video when I put it up here at the end of the video. But regular season predictions and playoff predictions are coming up. So here's some regular season predictions. Martin Truex Jr., his first one in Joe Gibbs Racing, he'll finally be able to shut up the announcers every time we go to a short track. Martin Truex Jr. will win at Martinsville. They won't shut up about how it's his first time winning at a short track for about the next year, and then we'll finally never have to hear it again. Finally. I'm tired of hearing it every time we go, and he's running like top 10, and everyone's like, Martin Truex Jr.'s never won a short track. He's finally going to end that curse this year. He's going to win there, shut everyone up. I'm tired of hearing it, so he's going to win at Martinsville. Next, Jimmy Johnson will end the streak at Dover. He obviously has a lot of wins there. I think it's 11. He has a lot of wins there, and he's finally going to find it out that, hey, this is my place. Nothing can change it. I'm great here. I'm going to win. So he's going to go, and he's going to say, hey, I won. In your face, haters. Jimmy Johnson ends the streak, wins Dover. Eric Almirola will win multiple races. That's right, multiple races. After last year, that team's got a lot of momentum. I mean, seriously, they got their first win, or Almirola got his first win with SHR. Actually, the 10 team got its first win, because Danica never won. Yeah, anyways. He's going to have multiple wins. I don't know where they're going to be. It could be a Kansas. Yeah, he's going to win Kansas, the place where he got hurt. He's going to win Kansas. That'd be cool. Could be a restrictor plate. Could be a short track. It could be a Michigan-type track, the 2-milers, the Pocono, the 2.5-miler. I don't know. But I think he's going to win multiple races this year. I think he's going to have a breakout year, have a great year. And then there's not going to be a championship hangover for Joey Logano. In other sports and even NASCAR, we've seen guys win championships, and then the next year they're just kind of like, and they suck. Like, look at the Eagles. The Eagles won the championship, and then this year they went 9-7, got eliminated in the second round of the playoffs. I mean, they got lucky to get out the first round. That was pretty funny. The double doink, that was pretty funny. But we've seen that before. We haven't seen it with the Golden State Warriors yet, sadly. I'm getting a little off topic here, so I'm going to try to get back on. But I think Logano will be fine. I think he'll win multiple races. I think he'll be fine. But he's going to make the playoffs easily. So now to the playoffs. The playoffs, here are the 16 I got. I got Truex at the 1, Keselowski at the 2, Logano at the 3, Harvick at the 4, Almirola at the 5, Bowyer at the 6, Elliott at the 7, Kyle Busch at the 8, Blaney at the 9, Johnson at the 10, Larson at the 11, 12th is Hamlin, 13th Suarez, who do I have there? Jones, 14th Suarez, 15th Menard, 16th Byron. William Byron is the one guy who's going to point his way into the playoffs over Kurt Busch, and it's going to be by a slim margin. I think it's going to come down to that final race at Indianapolis to determine who will make the playoffs, and I think Byron just edges out Kurt Busch with that Chad Knaus on the pit box. So Chad Knaus ends up getting William Byron in the playoffs. You may be thinking, how is Alex Bowman the one Hendrick car you don't make in? I just feel like Byron's going to make it in and Bowman's not. I just have a feeling. I don't know how else to describe it. But, man. So, obviously, the Suarez and Menard win, throw everything off. I don't think Suarez is going to be that bad in points. I don't think he's going to be like 25th in points and making it. I think he'll be on the border if he didn't have that win and making it in or not. But that win secures the spot. And then Menard, I think he's a decent amount back and gets in like 20th or 21st in points. So that goes in. First 4 out, Byron, Jones, Byron, Jones, Hamlin, Menard. I think those 4 are the first 4 eliminated. The next 4 in the round of 12, Suarez, Blaney, Johnson, Larson. Those 4 get eliminated. They just get a nice little... Yeah, I don't know how else to describe it. Round of 8, I think these 4 get eliminated. Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, Clint Bowyer, and defending champion Joey Logano. So your championship 4 for the 2019 season, predicted by me, Nikolai P. Kolb. Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, and Eric Almirola. The 1, the 2, the 4, the 5. That's the 4 I got going in. I'm not going to give you my championship prediction. That's dumb. Just kidding. I know that's the whole reason why you came here, obviously, and you've watched up to this point. Not just because you subscribed to the channel. What you should do, you should add on. Add on to the 155 and become the 156th subscriber. If you subscribe, virtual high five. Yeah. Brad Keselowski will be your 2019 series champion. Where did I get this? Well, last year, he finished off the season pretty hot. He had that 3 streaks of wins. Darlington, Indy, Vegas. Momentum. I think that's a key. I think he's going to win some races this year. I think he's going to go through the season doing just fine in points. He's going to breeze through the playoffs because of all those playoff points. He's going to get to Homestead and say, hey, I'm better than you. Win the championship, walk out happy, and retire. No, he's not going to retire. But Truex, I think, will get second. Third will be Almirola, and fourth, Harvick. Obviously, Harvick last year, I think he's going to get through the playoffs this year pretty good. Just because last year he won the All-Star race with that package. So I think he'll do fine on it. Almirola, obviously, same team. Stewart-Haas, I think he'll get through pretty easily. As I said, multiple wins, more playoff points, more stage wins, more points, regular points. And then Keselowski, as I said, in the Truex, I think he'll have multiple wins. First one at Martinsville. I think he'll win one of the road courses because he runs very well there. Last year he won Sonoma, finished second at Watkins Glen, and was leading before he was wrecked out of the Roval. So, that is it. Thank you for watching this video. I love that the NASCAR season is coming up. I'm so excited for this season. 2019, you got so much. Yeah, I forgot to mention something. Ignore all that. I'm going to give you my 4 picks for the Crown Jewel races. So the Daytona 500, I'm not telling you that. That's for next week's video. The Coca-Cola 600, Martin Truex Jr. The Southern 500, Martin Truex Jr. The Brickyard 400, Denny Hamlin. I think Hamlin redeems himself. So, we got Daytona. I'm not telling you that. It's next week. You thought I was going to tell you. No, I'm not telling you. Golly. You got the Coca-Cola 600. Martin Truex Jr., he's won it before. He's run well the past few years. He's led the most laps than like everyone else combined. Southern 500, Truex, he's run well there in the past. Hamlin, as I said, redeems himself. So yeah, that's it for this video. There go my notes. Gone forever. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. As I said, if you want to see the paint schemes and my grading for them, here you go. If you want to see some other video, here you go. If you want to subscribe to the channel, do me a huge favor. Click on this face. Yeah, or the giant hair on top of it. Just click, subscribe. Thank you for watching.